stage of their missiles to Cuba to direct them toward the United States. At that time, the United States put a naval blockade around Cuba, but the ships kept coming towards Cuba from Russia with all these parts that would put together the missiles and be ready to be fired. And as the Russian ships were approaching the naval blockade, don't forget there's a big distance between Cuba and where these Russian ships were coming from, so it took quite a few days. The United States started calling up National Guard units, Army Reserve, and Naval Reserve to bolster their armed forces to prepare for a possible invasion of the Cuban island and wipe out Russian missiles, either by force or by air or by whatever. And at that time, I was called to the National Guard Armory in Fitchburg. I was a member of the 26th Yankee Division of the Massachusetts National Guard, and they called up the whole division, I believe. And we were called, our unit was called to the Fitchburg Armory to be there Friday night, and we were to get instructions to get prepared on Saturday to leave on Sunday to go to Fort Devens. And from Fort Devens, they didn't tell us any more than that, but we were going to get to Fort Devens and then be deployed south to Florida or one of those southern states to be part of the invasion force. And as it happened, as these ships kept coming closer to Cuba, everybody was worried that something terrible was going to happen. But when the ships got within 50 miles of Cuba, I think, you'd have to look up the history book to find out the exact mileage, but something like that. The Russians finally decided it wasn't worth it and turned their ships back and took the missile parts back to Russia. And so that happened so quickly that we never left the Army to be deployed.
Yeah.
And so Sunday morning we were sent home.
Came very close though.
Right.